So unfortunately this morning, our extra fridge is making a horrid sound. Yeah, I think it's dying. It's very old. It was Hunter's grandmother's before we got it, so we'll see. But so, point is, I had to clean this out. So sometimes the morning greets you with something on the homestead that isn't working. I know you guys have experienced this, and you gotta put out that fire before you can get out in the garden, and so starting the morning this way, that's okay. I'm so thankful that this is our extra fridge and freezer, and we already have one that's working, so that's great. But it is really helpful, I have to say, to have an extra fridge and freezer when you're a homestead or when you're a big gardener, because you just have a place to put things, to chill them so you don't have to get to them right away. Yeah, and to store things. So yeah, oh well, that's okay though. And we're out of fermented chicken food, so the first chore of the day is getting them some more. And I just want to show this at least a few times because one, people make it too complicated. So 2 cups of the pellet chicken feed, 1 can of wheat, 1 can of rolled oats, oops, and my black oil sunflower seeds are under here. Okay. 1 can of black oil sunflower seeds. And then I'm going to mix that up and I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to do that exact recipe one more time to make this batch. Of course, depending on how many chickens you have. And I make this, mix this up about every 2 days. And right now I have like 25 chickens, I think, at least. But some of them are roosters, so yeah, I won't have that big of a flock. I also want to show this more than once because this is a chore that has to be done like every 2 days, whether you feel like it or whether you want to. I mean, I guess I could just pour the dry food. Like if I get sick, I would just pour the dry food into their hanging feeder that I have and take a few days off. But still, this is a chore in the homestead, a regular chore. I wanted to show it more than once because I know I watched Justin Rhodes move those animals over and over before. I was like, now why is he moving the animals so often again? All right. Mix it up and then time for water. And I just fill it up till it's just over the grain. It's hard to see, for you guys to see because the sunflowers float, but here we go. And then it'll soak up all the water, so, and then it'll be ready. It will take about, I'm gonna say I'm gonna leave it like till tonight. So 5 hours maybe. And then the chickens will be ready to be fed again and it'll be ready for them. But you can leave it overnight, whatever, it's ready. Okay. We don't have much food in the house for lunch because I need to go to the store. I haven't gone in a while. So, but I wanted to show you guys that even when you just have like a microwave macaroni and cheese, I'm adding sausage to it. And that wonderful kale. So having a garden, I don't know that it replaces so much of our food, but it certainly adds to the nutrition that we're eating, for sure. Well, you guys, it looks like my potatoes, some of them are already rotting. Let me show you. Okay, these Russian varieties, it's hard to see in this light, but these Russian varieties, it seems like they're just rotting. They're not growing roots. So I think that's what happened last year. So we might just end up with purple potatoes, which did really well last year. So, but I am gonna try taking this one last Russian one. There we go, see it that way. This one last Russian one, it was too big to fit in the jar. So guess what I'm gonna do with it?
We're gonna eat it?
No, we're not gonna eat it.
What are we gonna do with it?
Put it in the closet.
Why?
Good question. We're gonna put it in the closet because sometimes you can, instead of putting it in water, you can put it in the darkness and it will sprout. And then we'll put it in water.
Instead of molding.
Yes, instead of molding. So maybe that is the way this potato, this sweet potato needs to sprout. So I'm gonna go put it in my closet right now. So I'm just, to be clear, I'm putting it in my laundry closet without a jar or anything, without any water. It's just gonna tuck in here. And you guys have to please help me remember that I put a potato in my closet, please. Can you help me remember that, Rosie?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna forget in like 3 minutes.
Okay, we're all relying on you viewers. Don't let me forget I have a sweet potato in my closet. I start smelling something, I'll think, oh well, there's that potato. Okay. I finally got out in the garden and I'm having to water the whole garden because it's been a really dry spring. And of course emptying all the rain barrels. I have 3, so it's 155 gallons. So that helps. It goes fast though. And I'm just seeing that my goji berries are blooming. And they kind of spread, you guys, so they have spread all along this bed. So I tried to plant vegetables in this bed, but they didn't do really well, but the goji berries seem to really like it, so go goji berries. And we have some blackberries mixed in there.
While my mom is working outside in the garden, I'm going to brag the bunnies so that they come to me when I call them. Hopefully. We will see if that works.
Look, I have treats for you. Come here. There we go. Hi, April. Hello. You're so cute. March, come here. Come join the fun. As I'm watering, I'm tucking up stray tomato plants and nipping off the bottom branches. And look, we got our first tomatoes. Yes, the prophet is gonna be so excited. I can't wait to tell him. He gets to be the first to try the tomatoes here. This is his bed. They're the cherry tomatoes right outside our front door. So he loves to jump out and gobble them up first thing in the morning. Speaking of first thing in the morning, I am reminded, as I always am, when it gets to above 90 degrees, when it gets into the 90s, which it is today, I'm reminded that I have to change my schedule. I have to get out here early in the morning, or I can come back later in the evening. Tonight, I'm going to dinner with a good friend of mine, so I won't be out tonight. So I was gonna plant peppers today, but I think I will just have to save that for the morning, and that makes it really important that I move some things I do, my morning routine, down maybe into my afternoon or into my evening, because I have to get out when it's cool. All right, guys, let me show you one more thing. The onions are bulbing up beautifully. I even got one for dinner. Yes, probably will harvest this weekend. Yay! And look how they're kind of laying down. They look like something smashed them. Yep. When I was a very first gardener, I looked at my onions and I thought, what did I do to my onions? I killed them. No, it's okay, Dash. It's time to harvest. Just in time because peppers are going in this bed. And this bed. This is my job tomorrow morning early, is to get this ready to plant. And to plant peppers in this bed also on the other side of these tomatoes. You guys, it is hot out here. I think I have to get used to the heat. Like the first really hot days, it's just a killer. But I'm gonna get used to it and then I'll be out here and I won't worry about it. But in the morning and in the evening. I'm done watering the garden. I think I'm going in for the day. I have to take Rose to get some summer clothes. Everyone's growing. Her and the prophet need some summer clothes. I have to go do that this afternoon. Oh, you might wonder, like, how much do I water? How much does water cost? Yeah, that's a big question that gardeners have when they're starting a garden. And I have always dreamed of a drip irrigation system. So maybe it'll be this summer. That would save on water tremendously. And now that my knight in baseball cap and jeans has a new job, getting paid a bit more, maybe we'll get to splurge on a few things like that. So that would be great. And we can do that together. All right, on with shopping.